In this video, I'm going to attempt to take a photo or attempt to retake a photo that I've recently taken for a photography competition. If you've seen my channel before, you might well be aware that I am a member of a photography club in Lincoln, and the photography club sets monthly competitions. And although I haven't really entered many competitions at all in the past, I've decided this year that I was going to try to enter as many as I possibly can, and I've entered the first 3, so I've actually really excelled myself in that sense. And I came out a couple of weeks ago to take a picture, and I thought it'd be really interesting, potentially be interesting to you, for me to show you the picture I've taken, go through the reasons for taking it and the composition, and try to explain to you what was in my mind and why I took that image and posted it for this competition. And I thought, you might be interested, but let's see if you are. Normally, for each monthly competition, you get given a subject to take a picture of, and that works really well. You can go out and take a picture of something. However, there are some open rounds, which mean that you can go and take any picture you want and submit any picture you like. And that's what this picture was about. So I had to have in my mind, what picture did I want to take and what was the subject and what was it about. And I had a little idea in mind, and I came into Lincoln to try to get that picture, and I'm going to try to recreate it. So I had to decide what picture I was going to take, and I remember last year our Instagram photography challenge community had set us a challenge to take a picture of off-camera lighting, which for most people means a main light and a key light in a studio or some flash that's off the camera. But for most of us hobby photographers, we don't have those facilities. So off-camera lighting to us means lights from street lamps, from vehicles, from buses, from shop windows, all those sorts of things. And I came out to this part of Lincoln and I spotted a girl stood up against the wall smoking a vape, and I thought that looked really good. I took a really quick out of focus picture because I didn't have a lot of time. And in my mind, I thought if I could recreate that shot, then I'd like that shot. It was unique to me, and it was telling a story. That's exactly what I wanted to recreate. So I walked up and down Lincoln High Street to try to find that shot again, but unfortunately I couldn't. It was a Wednesday night. It was freezing cold. There was no students out, so I was really on a hiding for nothing. So I decided to skip that idea. I ended up creating a TikTok video of a hyperlapse. So if you are on TikTok, you can follow me on TikTok, and I'll leave a link below. And I ended up going at the top of the hill and finding a picture around the cathedral, and that's where I'm going to take you now, up to the hill, to the cathedral, to Castle Square. For the club competitions, you have 12 months to take and post a picture. So what that means is, for the February competition, I could have used any of my pictures I've taken in the last 12 months, which is really good. However, for our Instagram challenge photos, we set ourselves a limited time, and it has to be a new picture. And that's what my mindset is. So in my mind, I've set myself an additional challenge, not only posting a picture to the competition, but also posting a new one within a reasonable time. And that's what I've set out to do, to post a picture in this competition. I did attempt to take a picture, or I did take a few pictures of people coming or walking down this street while the barrier's up, because I thought that might have been interesting. But the reality is it wasn't interesting at all. Another constraint I'm under when I'm taking these competition photos is that I can't post them on social media, because the judges in the club might see my pictures before I enter them into the competition, and they might be biased after seeing them. So, because normally it's blind, the judges don't know who's taking the picture. So that's why I'm doing this video after I've taken a picture, after the competition is finished, because I didn't really want to post it or post a video and bias the judges of my picture. I suppose I did really, but I didn't, if you know what I mean. The image I decided to go with is the picture of the Magna Carta pub behind me, and you're probably thinking, hold on a minute, that's not a very interesting image. But before I get into the details or the composition, there are a couple of things that I picked up while looking at these competitions. Firstly is that most pictures in the club competition that win tend to be landscape or horizontal orientation. And I'm not sure whether that's because that's more pictures in landscape get posted, or is it because the judges tend to take landscape shots, and in that case they prefer landscape shots. That's the first thing to be aware of. So all of the images I'm posting in these competitions are landscape orientation. Now the second thing is you need to tell a story in your image, and the best way of doing that is to add or include people. So you really want to, if you can, in my view anyway, it's my opinion, get people in. You could tell a story without people, but it just never seems to be as strong. So my view is to try to get people in the image, and that's what I tried to set up in this image behind me. So let's get the camera out and I'll show you what I did. This is how I set my shot. I've got the pub in horizontal format, a landscape, and I've just got the doorway in slightly to the right because I wanted this Magna Carta sign to be clear and not lose that. I will crop this down to 4:3 so it fits for Instagram. What I was doing, I was waiting for someone to come out of the pub. I was waiting for people to come out, and then when all go in, and then as these people are now that are smoking this vape, I'll have to take this shot now. I had to go for 130 or I had to go for f1.8, which is a problem because at f1.8 I really needed it to be sharp, because a really important thing for these for competition photos is for them to be as sharp as possible from back to front. So you really would not want to normally use f1.8 because it's night, because it's dark, there's no other lights on. I had to go with that. At the moment it's giving me 1/30th. I think I had it on 1/50th, and I've got 1 to 12/50th of a second ISO. And what happened, three guys or a bunch of guys, I saw them moving. I thought they're coming out. So I saw them come out. And as they did, I just went click, 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 click. I didn't have the 2-second timer on. Let's turn that off to make it realistic. I didn't have the 2-second timer on. And what I actually ended up doing is just doing that, just pressing the button quickly while the guys were walking out. And that's how I took the shot. I knew I was going to crop in. I had a problem with these lights because the lights don't want to be blown out, but you don't want to reduce the highlights so much that they look grey, because that's often what happens on night shots. If you take the highlights down too far, they look grey. And that's pretty much it. That's the image I took, and I love the fact this guy's vaping and they're going in now. So they're in that kind of position because the ISO was so high. I had a lot of grain in the shot, and I was a bit worried that it wouldn't do terribly well. But the image, in fact, did sort of get the top half of the competition. So I was really pleased with that. So yeah, that's it. That's my image. That's my image that I took, and I think I was really, really pleased with it. And that was my photo, a really simple idea of people coming out of the pub, it being closing time, and closing time at the Magna Carta I called the image. It's really simple, nice, and a nice composition. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed me talking about the process of taking this video, and maybe some of the things I've said you might have picked up on, and they might have resonated with you and how you take your pictures, or the constraints and the challenges you're under when taking photos. If you have enjoyed this video, then I'd really appreciate if you'd give it a like. And if you enjoy my photography content, I'd really, really appreciate if you'd subscribe to the channel. That would make my day. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.